Yellowstone Volcano. After Caldera was inflated by 2 feet, USGS admitted tracking it. The Yellowstone caldera rose about 70 centimeters in parts, according to USGS scientists who revealed that they will continue monitoring it. Of course, this is not today's announcement, but a few months ago. This is what they found. Yellowstone supervolcano, as we know, is located in Yellowstone National Park in northwest Wyoming. Its last super eruption was 630,000 years ago, but it's of great interest to the U.S. Geological Survey. It has the observatory there, Yellowstone Volcano Observatory, and it continues to pose a threat. The supervolcano continues to pose a threat. Jacob Lowenstein, leading scientist in charge of monitoring Yellowstone, revealed how the caldera has risen 2 to 3 feet over time. He was speaking at a public lecture at Menlo Park in 2014. That's when he revealed how the ground rose from Yellowstone, and that's how it was measured. The ground surface is unstable, and over time it moves, he explained. Bob Smith was one of the parties that came in and resurveyed the series of road that had not been surveyed since all the way back to the 1920s. Dan Zurishin also worked on this topic, and he's from the Cascades Volcano Observatory. Bob and his colleagues reoccupied the benchmarks that were done previously in Yellowstone, and he made a contour map showing the number of millimeters that the area had risen. He went on to reveal how parts of the ground had risen as much as 70 centimeters. That's 2.3 feet in the last 50 years. He said that you can make out 500, 400, and 700 is the largest in the middle. Now, most of the activity is going on in the caldera, and the uplift is about 700 millimeters in between two areas we call the resurgent domes. So it's 700 millimeters at 70 centimeters, which is about 2 feet, and so that has happened in 50 years. This is a remarkable observation. It's something we have been tracking ever since, and we're trying to understand this. Lowenstein revealed that the same lecture, he said that Philetus Norris witnessed a geyser gone bad in the 19th century. He said Philetus Norris was the second superintendent at Yellowstone, and he had a good fortune of witnessing a hydrothermal explosion. It was a geyser gone bad. Rocks were thrown into the air, and he had a great quote about this experience. He said, the hydrothermal explosion occurred when superheated water trapped below the surface of the earth rapidly converts from liquid to steam. This is what we saw at the White Island volcano explosion on December 9th that happened in New Zealand. It was the superheated steam that caused the explosion. And in that explosion, of course, they had earthquake swarms and a deflation rising of the area, but they did not expect such an imminent and great eruption. And it happened because it was a hydrothermal explosion. The water entered the area, and it was superheated, and it had to explode. So this is what similar thing that happened in Yellowstone back in Norris's day in the 19th century. So Lowenstein continued, said the pool was considerably enlarged. Its immediate borders swept entirely clear of all movable rock, enough of which had been hurled or forced back to form a ridge from knee to breast high at a distance of 20 to 50 feet from the ragged edge of the chasm. A very alternative quote by essentially describing the hydrothermal explosion. Now Norris, who in turn had the geyser named after him, the Norris Geyser Basin, was a key figure in establishing the Yellowstone National Park. Norris Geyser is where we have the Steamboat Geyser location. If you'd like to join me on my Patreon account, you will hear content not covered by mainstream media. These riveting stories will be based on my research, and I will state my opinions and give my personal insight on diverse and controversial subjects and world events not covered by mainstream media, and not supported by YouTube guidelines. So whatever I have on my Patreon, most of those will not be on my YouTube channel. Please consider becoming a member today. More of the most significant and important videos will be on my Patreon channel. Your support helps me to continue my research and keeps this YouTube channel alive. And we depend on your support, your generous charity, because we help economically challenged families here in Athens, Greece, in Kapota, and we also help the young generation with university tuition and the community around our church. Thank you.